How do you expose your child to the immigrant experience, being that they are not being raised in an immigrant household?
Welcome to the season finale of Callaloo and Collard Green Season 2. We are so excited to be here with you all discussing building love, legacy, culture, community amongst multicultural relationships. This episode is all about the legacy we hope to leave, what we're working towards building, and how we hope to get there. So we're excited that this time around, we have some fantastic questions that have come in from our audience. And so we'll get to those in a little bit. But we want to start off just by really digging into that theme and rounding out our season by talking about what we want our families to be known for. So who wants to jump in first?
I guess
Always.
I will go
Always. But
because, I'm a star.
you,
It's so funny. I've thought about this question and I'm like, I want us to be known for all the things. But as I challenged myself to really honestly answer the question, I think I want them raised to be known for being good people. Just good people. People that are loving, people that have invested in their communities, people that help people, that love on people during their ups and their downs, and just for always being a safe space.
safe space, absolutely. And that, while it's about being good people, I want to be rich, known for being rich, but that type of rich. Rich in character, rich in integrity, rich in love. Because, it's a tough world out here. And you have your core family, but then you have your extended family, all of you out there. But also people that, like Alicia mentioned, that we help and support. They've become part of our family. So, and then being genuine, I could add on top of that if I had to say anything else. But that's great, honey.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
What
Well,
do you think?
When you asked that, the first thing I thought about was our mantra, I would say, is when we say this a lot with our son, it's just, pals can do hard things. I think it just speaks to for both of us. I think one of the big things with us is that we've always just been very resilient people.
That is true.
Let us sit on that.
No more tests. No more tests. Please, you don't need no more tests.
Right. No, but the resiliency has been something that sometimes unsurprising, but has just always carried us through. And even in our son, we see him in his own way striving for that and reaching for that. So I think, as simple as that phrase is, it just speaks to what we kind of built the family foundation on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm also team no more test, but hey, I accept all the kaleidoscopic wonders that life brings. But I agree. I think it's wanting to be known for persevering and being resilient, but also I think Omar and I are very complementary, and we've known that about each other for a very long time. We're very different people. This did not come about because we were like, oh, we have so much in common. We're a perfect match. That was not how it happened. But it very much was my strengths are his weaknesses, his strengths are mine. And I think what's really cool and what has been really cool about our relationship and what it's done for our communities and for our friends is Omar, and I've said this before, I think he unlocks a freedom in people that makes them feel comfortable, at ease, joyful, and kind of gives them permission to just be themselves. And I feel like I unlock ideas for people. I feel like I help people become whatever their dreams are and whatever they imagine. And I feel like that combination has opened up so many just new things for the people around us. And I hope that that's what we're known for as well, just for elevating people's lives and helping them see themselves in a way that they may not have before.
Which I co-sign.
Aw.
All of that. all of that plus.
Thank you.
I'll co-sign the showing up at the Rays for a random
Fish
dinner
fry.
night. Let me tell you, them couple years out of college was like, oh,
Shoot,
y'all,
the
y'all had
the
dinner?
years out of college, the years in college.
The years in college.
Wait,
Back
Years
when
in college.
we were being
what's your
sponsored.
special,
Right,
wait, what's your
sponsored.
special request
Right.
diet? Oh, no, I don't eat that. What you mean you don't eat that? But we try. We try to accommodate you.
Never forget the day we were too old to be sponsored by the Rays.
Oh,
No,
It
it
was
was
sad,
crazy.
man.
That
They
thing came
dropped
quick.
us. They dropped
We
us so
treasured them
quick.
moments. Let me tell y'all,
We
we
ripped the
treasured them
Band-Aid off.
moments.
Fly,
Fly, spread your wings.
That means that you all have elevated to the next level and pay it forward.
Nah.
Yeah.
You're right. We paying it.
So you're paying it, but not forward. You're just paying it. Okay, I thought you was hoping to bring somebody else behind you, but no, you're just saying you're dealing with your own. You're paying it. So
The
you're
We
check is
paying
written.
it.
The check is
Yeah.
written.
We paying it.
Well, enough with what
Yeah.
we
Oh
think
man, oh, I had a
and
funny story.
our opinions up here, our little questions. But what does the audience think at home?
Questions.
Oh, audience question.
What
We
is the
elevated with
audience
these nicely
saying?
branded cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yours,
been too much.
yours truly. See, that co-sign it.
But we still want sponsors and budgets. You know, so come on
Your-
down.
your
There's still room for you.
sponsorship could be
There's still
here.
room for you. There's still room for you at the table.
All right, let's go to Will from North Carolina.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will. Thanks for tuning in. If you had to pick one dish that represents the current flavor of your marriage, what would it be and why? Spicy.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you guys go first?
This is
Ooh,
hard.
Okay,
Okay, you go.
I'm gonna pick a. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a 3-course.
A 3-course.
Oh, okay. So, wait,
I'm gonna do.
you
I'm
get
gonna do,
appetizer?
Mhm. I'm gonna do a cup of cornmeal porridge to start. Go ahead. You next.
You have to say why.
Oh, I have to say why too.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's like it's full. It's has a bit of sweetness. It hold your belly. It's there for the long run, right? And it's long term nourishing, right?
Okay.
Rich.
Okay, I'm gonna say we're at brunch.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah. So appetizer, got a little cornmeal porridge.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Entree, shrimp and grits. I feel like it makes sense because we're following the same theme. There's a through line
There
here
is.
of fullness, richness, completeness, and something that's very lasting, right? But then there's also that.
And that ground and that sea. See the grits from the ground, the sea, the
The funny thing is, I was actually.
The philosophical about food.
Listen,
is
you
hilarious.
look.
The funny thing is,
y'all
I
not
was
ready.
actually going to go in that direction, but it was not going to be said like that. But I was going to say there's an element, I think, for me of like shrimp and grits with this like freedom and this richness and this kind of like warmth that's, it's
Now I'm hungry.
not right.
Yo,
You know, people
It's
still
not
wait for this to be a
prescriptive.
cooking
What time is it?
It just
podcast.
works. Okay, and then dessert.
dessert.
Wait, 3, 2, 1.
I'm scared.
No, at the same time.
What?
What
is
are you
going
going to say?
on?
We
No,
say
no.
at the same time.
Ooh.
Just say what you gonna say.
What? No, what are you gonna say? No, you do
We're
it.
supposed to just say it at the same
Okay,
time.
all right.
See if we say the same thing.
All right, 3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Black
Chocolate cake.
Okay.
Okay. Well, talk about being each other's.
Y'all are in sync.
So it
There's
was,
cake
There's
involved.
cake involved.
what were the two
That's-
options? What were
that's-
they? I didn't hear.
Black
that.
cake and chocolate cake.
Black cake and chocolate.
Oh, I
okay.
mean, that's a
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good compliment.
I think just
double
because it's
fist some cake.
sweet. It's sweet and it makes people happy. It represents joy. It represents this tradition, this familiarity, this comfort. And yeah, that's us.
That part.
We did that.
We did that.
Okay.
And
see.
now I'm hungry. Thank you.
Yes. And like I said, people have been waiting for this to be a cooking podcast forever. Have not delivered. So, have not delivered.
I'm waiting on
But,
the branded
Brandon will
oven
make
mix.
ackee and saltfish next season, y'all.
But me, I'm gonna stick with just a dish. I'm gonna do one dish, and I'm not doing the 3-course, which was great. I can't do it, but I'm gonna stick with oxtails.
I was gonna say that.
Ooh, I
also
love
with
that.
oxtails, there's Southern style oxtails, there's Caribbean style oxtails, but very filling. The core, everybody wants to is a plenty. You have oxtail tacos, oxtail, and Alicia's made amazing oxtail everything. She's the best oxtail. She should.
Alicia.
Yes. No. But it's a foundational dish, and I think we're a strong foundation.
I was gonna say oxtail, but on the premise of it being warm and flavorful
Okay.
and flexible. So to Brandon's point of like everybody's putting oxtail on
Oxtail
everything.
pizza.
It's
It
making
is.
me mad.
And sardines.
Oxtail pizza and sardines. But our relationship is not like sardines.
FYI.
But even the richness, oxtail is expensive.
So
and then add
we're-
oxtail
it's a-
gravy on top of that. But we rich.
We're delicacy.
Rich in the sense of just like vibrant and just warm, and it's just oxtail. If you
And
eat
Alicia
meat,
is rich for real.
if you eat meat and you like oxtail, I think that would describe us. But if I had to go like another level, I would also say black cake because it is so fun. It represents our family and culture, but like anybody can enjoy it. And it is just something that's also just very rich and firm, and it is literally the foundation of, I think, our love and our marriage. It was something that stood very firmly at the table when we got married. Everybody in the granny got some black cake, and it's just something that I've always loved, and I feel like it does represent it because it has a bunch of different things in it that just makes it so delicious. And some people be like, I don't drink, but I eat black cake.
Which is so
You know, I got
problematic,
some
low key,
rum in
but okay.
But yeah, that I would say, oxtail and black cake for sure.
I love that. There's this
Yeah.
commonality, I think, with both of us where I think we're all about celebration.
We
That's
love
what this whole podcast is about, like
We love a good
celebrating all the
time.
things.
It's not a cooking podcast.
not
It's
a
not
Not
cooking.
yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But we're
Right.
celebrating.
Not yet.
We're celebrating
Gotta
here.
get some
Right.
good culinary
All
sponsors.
right. So we have a question from Gabby from Jamaica.
Hey, Gabby.
Hey, Gabby, welcome, girl. Okay. How do you educate your child on their Jamaican history while they are educated in the U.S.?
You want Omar to start first? Or?
Yeah, Omar, you gonna take that one?
Oh man. Honestly, well, I think the most natural way I've found is through music.
Oh, that's
Is through food. And like I think just kind of making those moments, because that honestly, that was how I was taught a lot of it, right? And it wasn't necessarily always about. I remember my uncle, when I was like young, he got me and my brothers this book on like different words in Patois. He's like, you have to know how to say the language, like that's how he taught real deep like that. But I just remember him giving me that book, but we heard so much stories over music, over food, so I think that for me is where I try to recreate that. And even this having like funniest thing, I'll never forget one day or someone was like washing his hands or something, and he does not like washing. Yeah, you know where I'm going. Does not like washing his hands with like hot water and stuff, and he was just like, it cold, like, and I was like, what? I was like, where's that from? But it's just like those are honestly the two biggest things, and of course, like making sure grandparents are involved, right? Those, I think, people can be the biggest curators and teachers of our history, that sort of thing. But at the forefront of it, letting that be the music and food being kind of the medium to let that
Yeah.
happen.
And also, with the understanding that, to the question, yeah, we're not in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
he won't be in school where these things are put to the forefront. And naturally, these are considerations that we have for, I think, Black history in general, right? But I think it's also a matter of the exposure to the things, and then also being intentional about explaining the things.
Yeah.
It's, when we did take him to Jamaica, like we went to the like Bob Marley Museum and all of these different things, and making the connections between these are the things that we listen to and enjoy at home,
Yeah.
and here's the historical significance and why it matters and why it's important for you in your history.
Yeah.
I ordered our son the Bob Marley books. Just ripped them up. I'm like, sir, I'm trying to.
He's
help.
gonna get there.
Brandon, don't worry.
Tell the thing.
Okay.
That was good. I mean, yes. I mean, music and food for sure. I
Yeah.
think that is like a
And
given.
grandparents.
And grandparents. I mean, we're at this place in our lives where we're trying to like you can't walk up into the place and be like, yo, because that's how his grandfather talks to him. And so he's like, yo, and I'm like, it's hello. Like, we'll be walking up to there like, yo, what mute? Like, what?
What?
I would say for me, look, we are going to have to teach American history because it's just not always taught in the way in which it should. And our Jamaican history and even Chinese history. So, in talking to my mother and all her siblings, they're Chinese and have Chinese heritage, and that isn't even intriguing for me, right? So it's one of those things where I'm like, oh my God, I am going to be learning along with him. Like, we about to learn some Mandarin. We about to go visit China, if the budget allows. But even those things that, we can do within our own environment around food and having conversations with the grandparents and even just the exposure. Like one of the things that we love to do is buy the books. So Brandon mentioned he bought the Bob Marley book, but I mean, even on our way here, we bought a book that really talks about politics and American history.
Yeah, the ABCs of Freedom.
Yeah,
by Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah, it's a radical book, but this is his history, right?
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that we're arming him with the information, but also giving him, a pathway to love who he is and love the things about our history and our culture, and even being able to like
proud of it
and be proud of
And
it.
be proud.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for the question.
That was
Yes,
a great
thank
question.
you for the
that was a great
question.
question.
All right. We have a question from G in Florida. How do you expose your child to the immigrant experience, being that they are not being raised in an immigrant household?
So I guess that's definitely more of us. Since Omar was the first one born here, both of us have the experience of being born and raised here. I think it's really interesting because, to go back to the last question too, I think a lot of it does have to do with that direct exposure. I think in this case, grandparents play a much kind of heavier role, but also I think just being very clear about the way that this country is composed. I think there's really no doubts about the story that needs to be told about how people came here by choice or otherwise, how people built their family, their generational experience here. I think that there's so many things to be said, not just around what it's like to be African American or what it's like to be a Black immigrant, what it's like to be Indigenous. I think there are so many different things to teach all of our kids about these things. Where when you're born into an immigrant household, there are some of these things that kind of come a little bit more natural from that lens. Versus for us, I think it's just that same exposure intentionally, but he's going to need to view the world through several lenses.
Yeah, and I think it's funny, I think there will be a different level of pride for him, in the sense that, I witnessed, my family establishing themselves in America and what that means, and still having to figure out what does it mean to have a new home, right? And also not understanding that this was a new home for them, right? Fully until, and really not understanding that till I got older. But, for our son, right, he's going to see his grandparents from both sides in these established homes, right? Like, we're not building necessarily, or I mean, there's things to continue growing and stuff, but everyone has their roots here, right? And I think that there's going to be a different sense of pride, and I feel like maybe even for me, where I might have experienced some level of confusion, right, of like, how should I interact, or how should I maybe even sometimes switch up? He's going to more so be like, well, this is where these roots are grounded here, right? So I can fully show up as this full person because there's nothing to figure out in a sense, right? Like this is a normal way of life and a normal way of being, having these two heritages blended together.
I think it's a unique experience too, that they are, speaking of your parents and your, aunts, uncles, everyone, they're in a different phase of life now too. I think when you were coming up, they were figuring it out.
Right.
And now they're at a place where they're able to kind of speak to these experiences and teach him things in a different way. Whereas, there was a lot, I think, for your generation where it was assumed we learned it this way. And I went to a very small Caribbean school, and everything that we were told was, well, I walked up the mountain both ways, and so therefore you need to walk up the mountain both ways, carry a goat. Like that was how we were taught things in that environment, because the expectation was you figure it out the same way I did.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that builds great character, right? Because like I even think about what my parents said. Me used to walk 10 miles to school and I have to come home and grate a carrot during lunchtime and go back to school. I'm like, well, that sounds a lot. But it does, I think some of those, I'm like, you come home to grate some carrots with some carrot juice? Like, what? But it does build and instill values, right, in us. And I think even for us, so, our household is a little different because you can almost say that there is this experience indirectly being in a slightly immigrant household, but also the history of families migrating from the South to the North and now migrating back down, which is such a beautiful thing. And, I think it's just so important. We have to remember or know where we're coming from,
right,
to know where we're going. And I think it's so important that a lot of that just builds great character, right? Resilience and hard work and, just being able to make that connection with history and the things that we eat and how we show up in the world, right? I think being able to tell those stories and share those from the grandparents, right? And what their experiences have been. And it's such a beautiful
And then we're telling the stories just to wrap it up. It reminds me of an earlier episode, take all the pictures. Got to take them all. You got to take all the pictures.
Would you say, Lee?
Oh, Debbie did on my photos.
Nice.
Take all the pictures.
I should have taken more photos.
Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully everyone's, if you didn't know it before, I hope you know it now. The end of season 2.
Take all the pictures.
Take all the pictures.
Mental pictures, physical pictures.
That's so true.
Hug more, love more. All the
Literally.
things.
Yes.
Show up.
All right. So we have one more from Bobby in New York.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
In New York.
In New York. What did your family think about you being in a multicultural relationship?
Mom was fine.
Yeah.
Loved it. More or less learning about Alicia. And Alicia, again, it's more not about, that she's from Jamaica, really born in Jamaica. It was about her character and who she was as a person. And to me, it's been a great adventure. How's it been on your side?
I mean, yeah, it's the same thing. I think, my mother's like, oh, I love him. And my father. I mean, everyone has just been so open. And I think the thing, and I think we've talked about this in the past, is just they wanted to make sure they got it right. They wanted to make sure that he was comfortable, right? Because, we do a lot of things differently. Yeah. I mean, our food it's the same, but it's different. Yes. I've learned that even spending time in the South, in the Carolinas and in Georgia, we eat the same thing. We just cook it differently. Yep. But they always wanted to make sure that he felt included. And so that was their biggest thing. But it's been great. Like just this blended dynamics between our families. I'm telling you, Thanksgiving is where you see the full thing on display. Yes. You got oxtail, and you have a fried dumpling, and you got biscuits.
Turkey wings,
rice and peas. and some potato
That's a
salad.
good little combo,
Yeah.
actually. Turkey wings.
Yeah,
rice.
that actually sounds really good.
Potato salad without the peas.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean,
and
you
the
know.
raisins and the carrots.
And
No,
without,
I'm
you know,
sorry.
well, 'cause
We
in
can't
the-
do the Caribbean style for
Yeah, we-
potato salad.
So the way,
Sorry, potato salad, Caribbean.
yeah, the
No.
way they do put the
No.
peas and carrots,
They
it's
do.
good.
It's
but
good.
we find the balance.
No.
It is good.
is
It is
good.
amazing. What are you
I
talking
think
about?
it's up to preference.
Yeah.
That thing was good.
But they've just been always open and wanted to be accommodating. So that's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
It's so interesting. I think growing up in New York is kind of a little bit of a unique experience because everyone is everywhere. And so I don't think there necessarily was, for my parents, a huge shock. I think also I was going to Howard. So, I mean, I could have 72 countries, right? Like there was a lot to potentially bring home. Like it could have been someone from anywhere. And so I don't
Like,
necessarily.
dang. I'm sorry.
Wow. I did not mean it like that. What I mean is, of course, there was an African American population, but there was a lot of diversities. And I don't think my parents were really stuck on, oh, when you find a good African American husband. So and like I said, growing up in New York, I mean, everyone was everywhere. So I just don't think the expectations were really there. I'd say more where they were rooted was a little bit more on the generational African American expectations. Like I remember they were more alarmed that Omar was from Florida. That was their bigger concern.
Really.
Yeah, no. It wasn't on some Florida man stuff. It was
Beware.
more so because I remember my mom saying, "Oh my gosh, you guys are getting so serious. I'm gonna lose my baby. She's moving to Florida." Because the African American expectation a lot of times is that you find someone, you fall in love wherever the man lives. He normally wants to go and raise the kids with his family and. A lot of times you follow him to his area where he was raised so that he can be close to your in-laws. And that was not our expectation. We had established our own things.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I'm moving to Florida.
I'm like, that's just a black people expectation. I follow Brennan Hempstead.
You know what's crazy though? But I probably would say, I think my parents maybe had an expectation that I may have stayed or strong desire for me to like stay in Florida and such. I take it a step back. I'm pretty sure they probably were just like, we just want to make sure this man gets married. Cause the way I was moving, I was just full individual. I was like, I'm gonna be in the city. I'm gonna have my bachelor pad and I'm cool.
Your penthouse.
Yeah, my penthouse. I don't know how I was gonna do that with that salary, but anyway, dreams could live. But no, I think, it was a great thing. I think they didn't fully expect all that undertaking was even having another culture enter your family and having to be in a space to explain it too, right? And I didn't even realize how much, even whether just like relationships or friends, I was just growing up so many Caribbean people around me. So I didn't even need to have the need to like necessarily express or break down certain things. Then, when me and Aaliyah started dating, it was like, oh wait, like we're disagreeing on like very basic fundamentals. And I'm like, wait a minute.
That
like,
for you thought everybody
was
agreed.
on the
Like, you
was
didn't
level set on.
understand that?
Yeah.
Right.
I think Howard
Yeah.
was almost like the opposite for you. Because for me, it was like, oh, this is normal. It's super diverse. Everybody's here. For you, it was like really your first big exposure to African American culture.
It was, yeah. It was. So
Yeah.
Well, look at y'all now.
Well, these are fantastic questions. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
audience,
everybody.
for the wonderful
Thank you.
questions.
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you for spending the summer with us. I hope that this was a fantastic experience for you. It definitely was for us. We love everything about being able to just spend time with all of our audience members, whether you're near or far. We appreciate your questions, your interaction, and it has been so great just getting to laugh and cry and laugh some more, a lot of laughing with you all this summer. And I think that's all of our time
That is it.
for season 2.
Bye, guys.
So
Wait, small
long.
heart.
We're
Farewell.
signing off
Tiny heart, tiny heart.
Tiny heart.
for season
I
2.
felt the out of
About
box
Tiny
song.
Heart.
So
Tiny heart.
long. Farewell
Yeah.
to you, my friend.
Oh,
Goodbye.
they do all the singing. I
Until
stay
we
out.
meet
We
again.
should start a choir.
We should.
Oh my goodness.
Bye, guys.
That's it for
Bye,
Kalu and
guys.
Collard Green season 2.
It's a
Bye,
wrap.
everyone.